Check this out. Hey, it's the Bachelor Pad. I'm on the phone with my cousin Michael. Say hello, Michael, all the way from Colorado.
What's happening, cuz?
What up, man? Yeah, this is the first phone version I tried to do. I've got you on speaker, and I've got you going into the blue snowball mic or whatever. So random. I just tested it while we were talking, but nice. This is good. This makes me happy.
Yeah, we could work this out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, oddly enough, I think we did this from California once.
Yeah,
I
actually.
was living in Tahoe when we tried that out.
Yep, actually we did but that was older technology or whatever. So this is definitely a lot better. I mean, it does sound obviously like you're on a phone and you're on a phone and on speaker, but however that works and plays out, it's all right. That's cool. I'm happy with this.
That's funny, sweat.
So what did we cover pre recording and getting you on the podcast? That you need to quit being a vagina, right?
Yeah, I need to go ahead and sleep with that dog walker chick.
Yeah, I mean, why? It always baffles me when asked should I or shouldn't I. I kind of have to go with yes. Why not? Right?
Well, I mean, in the long run, yeah, in the words of Grandpa, you're not going to regret banging chicks when you're on your deathbed.
And say what you want. When you get that old school wisdom, I use it. Blazers used it. It would be disrespectful not to bang the 19-year-old tonight. Why? In the words of William Ireland, I should probably crank this girl.
It's good advice. It really is.
Well, it is. I mean, when I've had a little too much to drink on occasion, and you've seen some of the Jakey drinking wisdom or whatever, right? I.e. some of our old run around in Texas and do some stuff when we were at random places that you don't normally pick up, chicks, like a goddamn Bennigan's or, whatever that place was in Grapevine. But when you talk to a chick and I don't know, should I come over? I mean, I want to, but I shouldn't. If you break it down to, look, do you want to have or achieve an orgasm tonight or do you not? And generally when I'm given that opportunity, I'm going to go with I will have an orgasm tonight.
The power of suggestion is strong. I've learned that over the years.
Yeah. I mean, have an orgasm or don't have an orgasm. Sure. I mean, look, sex a lot of times is like pizza. At least it is for me. You don't really get bad pizza. Granted, you've had better pizza. You've had pizza like when you go to Chicago and you go to Geno's or whatever. It's fucking good pizza.
Still pizza.
But at the end of the day, fucking I'm hungry. This is a subpar slice, but I'm going to have it. I never really feel bad about, I really shouldn't have eaten that pizza last night. I was hungry. There was pizza. I ate the pizza.
Touching on the power of suggestion, my best luck with multiples has been something as simple as suggesting a pile of naked. You girls want to make a pile of naked, and I've had my best results from that line alone.
Yeah, I could see pile of naked. That's still to date just my, like, at the time frame in which I was the college years and whatever, it turned into like the women's revolution where women wanted to have sex with two guys. Like, I literally missed it by a year when girls were like, oh, that guy's so hot, or, oh my God, we've had so much to drink, let's both have sex with Jake, right? I missed that one. And I never really understood at that time, and it was a different me. I was a little more shy and, a little more, on the cunty side to actually try it. And I'm not an extremely attractive dude, right? I'm definitely a different, a different type of guy. So it's not like super good looking guy walks in, two girls are fighting over him. Fuck it. Let's just have two more shots and we'll both have sex with him. So I kind of missed that. But dude, I got inundated with one girl and me and my buddy And she was like, "Oh yeah," or my buddy pushing the fact like, "Dude, we should." I'm like, "No, I'm completely cool. I don't need to do this. Like, I really don't. I really don't want to or feel the need to have sex with you and this, and this other dude, buddy of mine, right? I'm like, there's a whole bunch of complications. But you've pulled the other. But you are a couple years younger than me, so you were probably in that time frame.
Yeah, that was going on a lot in my younger years. In both ways. The high-fiving days,
Yeah.
which my buddies that come and visit always seem to throw out there.
Oh no, they're good, funny stories, man. You remember my don't be a Mo story where Mo went, he took it to a next level and kind of went porn starish, and he was in the bad place and I was in the not so bad place, which is a no. Like, I'm not a porn star, right? Self-proclaimed, that's not me. So yeah, normally there's the belly button is the equator. So if there happens to be a pile of naked and it's 2/4 or it's 2/3 of the guy side, then yeah, one stays on the north side of the belly button, the other one stays on the south side of the belly button. What's up, Graham? So
Yeah, I like the arm's length.
yeah, you got to.
High five.
I mean, just in case any bodily fluids begin to fly in any direction, you've got to be a fair distance away, and yeah, there's the whole thing.
This is good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I don't know your quandary with. I mean, I do like that you showed a bit of respect and restraint and played the semi good guy role with the dog walker, but you'll definitely have to give me a holler back when you do actually fulfill that. Either it's the sassy back rub, or because it's interesting. How many times have you thought that it was gonna, like, oh well, this girl, or you to me, you were kind of overthinking it, like, oh, she's gonna get way attached, and I've seen this before, then I don't want drama and all this. But then there's other times where it doesn't necessarily happen that way, where they kind of surprise you, like, dude, this isn't the first time I've had random sex, dude. It's totally cool. Like, I'll call you on Wednesday, which I like it when I'm kind of surprised by their understanding and behavior. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's good to be precautionary, but at the end of it, all the information comes out in the doing.
I kind of backpedaled that one for self-preservation reasons, but it turned into the unintentional slow play.
Yeah, which will either give you
groundwork, so
it'll either
most likely going to happen.
It'll give you good results or bad results, but who knows? I mean, anything, and the only good thing about being a couple years older is being able to manipulate the situation to your benefit. So even if it goes sideways, you can still get it you can still get it taken care of, or get it to play out in your benefit.
Yeah, I thought I dropped the ball on that one, but after running it past you,
well,
I think I just laid the groundwork.
Yeah, you threw me for a loop, because you're like, yeah, bro, I man, this cute little dog walker chick, man, she's pretty cool, and cute little dog walker chick, and then blah 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 blah, and then nothing, and I was like, huh? You started out the story sounded like it was going to be much better than it ended up being.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I'll keep you posted.
All right, man. Come on, man. You live on the side of a mountain, bro. You got to make your stories count. That would be.
Yeah, that's why I'm a fan of the import, though. I don't like anything too close to home. It's we're kind of out here.
Well, that would
it turned a chick psycho on me, man. It's I'm gonna yell as loud as I can. There's no one to hear me.
Well, that would be the equivalent of, like when you go out to the bar and you're out looking for chicks, and you go out and you put time and effort, and then randomly you walk to the end of the stop sign and a chick's walking her dog and it gets off a leash and it runs over, and you go, hey, and she happens to live, right on the corner house one street over, and you're like, oh wow, how weird and convenient is that, right? Never knew this chick even lived there, and then you end up cranking her in the middle of the afternoon, right? You know, that's story's sake. You know, you travel all these miles to get vagine and do all these other things, and then you end up cranking your next door neighbor, which I've always wanted to have next door neighbor sex, or not next door neighbor, but you know, maybe.
It's always been on. I've always lived next to dudes.
Yeah, I've only.
Myself to get past the
I was like, if I could only be into dudes, I could bang my next door neighbor, but you know.
Yeah, that's never panned out well for me, though. I mean, shit, I lived with, was it you and Matthew, or was it just Matthew? In an apartment building in somewhere in Texas. I don't remember where the hell we were living. But, yeah, I banged a neighbor there. That one didn't pan out well. I had a psycho after me for a little while. Directly across the hall neighbor. That one was no fun.
Well, you know what, dude? I think one of my greatest fumbles was a across the hall neighbor. It came with a lot of weird stuff. She was older, but she was hot. She was like 5'1" and like 98 pounds and like really hot and really little. And she had a fuck trophy, right? She had a child, so she had little fuck trophy, which I used to say, "Hey, what's up, little man? How you doing?" And I think I was all of 18 or 19. It was my very first apartment. And when, you know, I was always like, oh my God, we'd always talk about it, right? But we were 18 or 19, not the seasoned veterans we are now. We were, you know, younger, you know, turd rag kids. And we'd talk. And one day she came over and knocked on the door and was like, and I knew she worked. And here was another intangible. She worked for the city we lived in's police department. Like she was a dispatcher or something. She wasn't a cop, but she worked for the police station. And she knocks on my door and says, hey, I don't mean to be weird. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, I party a little bit too, but I can totally smell marijuana coming underneath your door. And I was like, oh, yeah, my roommates are real, whatever. You know, trying to like, you know, plausible deniability, like it wasn't me. And, so we had talks and, you know, and then I was like, oh, damn, you know, she kind of gave me that I'm an adult, you fucking damn kids need to calm down, which I was like 18 and a half or whatever, and she had to have been like 26, 27, which still in the realm, like 26, 27, obviously we find still super attractive now that we're, you know, a bit older. And, yeah, she, one night, she had come in drunk, and I was like, oh, hey, blah, 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 and we were passing in the hall. We talked a little bit, and I was like, oh, so she does party a little bit. She seems a little bit looser once she's had some cocktails. So her and I got chummy and chatted back and forth. One night, I'm in bed, sleeping. Dong, 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 dong. I'm like, oi, what is this? I'm like, fuck, why is somebody knocking on the door? It's her, drunk in the hallway. Hey, what are you doing? And I'm in boxer shorts and like a wife beater. And I'm 18, I'm in really good shape. All I'm doing is working out at the time, whatever. So she's like, hey, she kind of pushes past me and barges into the apartment and looks around and, oh, so I've always wondered what goes on in here and whatever. And I'm like, am I being like oddly seduced, right? And she was in dire need of after-bar drinks. And you know what happens at after-bar drinks. After-bar shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, she came in and, oh, do you have anything to drink? And I'm not ready to go to bed yet, and I kind of want to have some drinks. And I'm, like, half dazed out of my mind from, you know, already being asleep. I'm running around the house like, please, God. And at the time, all we had was weed. And I'm like, no. She was like, are you serious? You don't have any Well, I didn't want to tell her either that, you know, I don't know, maybe she thought I was older, but, you know, I'm fucking 18. Kind of hard. You got to get somebody to buy you alcohol, right? Ironically, I've got a weed guy, but I don't have an alcohol guy, like just standing on tap, you know. So she came in. She came in, looked around, talked for a while, did some stuff, and there was no alcohol, and that was her drug of choice. And she went, wow, you really should have alcohol. It probably could have been a fun night. Walked out of the fucking apartment across the hall to never have the opportunity again.
Oh, lesson learned, though.
Dude, lesson learned that you know me. I'll drink when we go out, but, you know, how often have you ever seen me drink at my house unless it was a barbecue, a party or something? But we have a full stocked bar in the basement. We have a
That's how you do it.
we have a speed rail half bar in the kitchen. And that's not done by my device. That's Blazer, right? Blazer likes the alcohols. So it's kind of interesting because when I do have chicks to my house, they're like, do you have like a speed rail of alcohol in your kitchen? And I was like, yeah, my buddy likes to drink while he cooks. He likes to drink while he showers. He likes to drink. So we have a speed rail, like, just on tap. But it does play awesome that even when chicks come over, like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, we can hang out. I want to see your dog. And then you get 2 or 3 extra drinks or the hot tub. I mean, I've taken that lesson now that I have hot bubbly water, a speed rail of alcohol, a full service bar in the basement, and a buddy who will drink at any point, right? So if I need a wingman, a drinking wingman, all I have to do, I can wake him up out of a dead sleep and be like, hey, dude, I have a girl over. She wants to drink. It's a good idea. But yeah, that was a good horrible fumble that, you know, I wasn't prepared. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't like, oh my god, I don't want to bang her because she's my neighbor. I was like, oh my god, dude, she's so fucking hot, and she was a little bit older, which would have been something new for me at that point. You out, Graham?
Well, if you remember in the Breckenridge days, it started off really good because I banged the neighbor that moved in that day. She knocked on my door and was just like, hey, I think you're hot. Half in the bag already. We had us a good little time. That went on for a month or two. Then her roommate got all curious. And then with all that going on, the neighbor on the other side of me got all curious. And we had a little Melrose Place thing going on for a little while. End result, I ended up having to move because it just got too crazy over there. But for a good 4 or 5 months, it was a good time.
Yeah, I can totally. Well, and was that during the? I gotta preface it with the Michael, the Michael take off his shirt at any. Like, if it was over 62 degrees, you dropped your shirt. You remember at my condo?
Oh, I couldn't find a shirt, man. I couldn't find a shirt in the summertime.
Yep. Well, and dude, you were doing like hundreds of sit-ups from the time you were like 8. So you've always had good abs and, you know, a good, you know, shirtless scoop. Get out of there. You had a good, you know, shirtless persona. But I remember us busting your balls when I had my condo in Canton. We were like, for the love of Christ, Michael, put some clothes on. And you were like, what? Hey, get out of there. Scoop. Stop it. Goddamn dog. But, yeah, so I can imagine you moving into a place, shirtless Michael. I've got no shirt on, whatever. So that's a good play. I'm more of a winner. You give me a sweatshirt and whatever, and, you know, because I'm a bigger, bulkier dude. So you give me that, looks great. And if I can get to the point where we take off the clothes, you're going to do it anyways. Then I get the teddy bear factor. But I was never as lucky to have the genetic code that you weaseled out. Thank your pops for that one.
Yeah, I'm still hanging on. Still hanging on by a thread, but I'm hanging on.
No, that's good. That's good. But yeah, you were the shirtless wonder. I'm trying to think of weird stories and weird, like, drunken shenanigans and whatever that we've gotten into. You know, not a lot. Most of the time, I was with Amy for like 6 years, so there wasn't a whole lot of shenanigans to be had. You know, you and I on the lady front, and you know we've got like 10 years difference between us, don't we?
Yeah, we do. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of Michigan times then. We had a handful of Texas times, and then most recently, last time I lived in Michigan again, we had some good nights out. And I vaguely remember some of them, but.
Oh, and I've told everybody that you will be at the landing strip, that you are coming in for a wedding, and we may have. I told Joe, and Joe like put his head down and went, "Oh man," he was like, "Your cousin wears me out every time," and I was like, "Good." I was like, "I'm sure we'll have something to bitch at you about when we get here or whatever." I was like, "Don't pull any of your stupid shit and whatever." So I told Joe and Mike that you were coming, so they're kind of geeked. I know we talked about, we'll hang out and do whatever, but you know what happens when the last time we hung out, we went to lunch to have 1 or 2 drinks, and we stayed out for like 12 hours of drinking.
Yeah, I think we sent a car for your brother. I don't remember half of that. I was told some stories at Thanksgiving that happened, and I know, I'm not going to deny them.
That was the
I don't exactly remember.
that was the got a good cock night. That's where you showed your penis
was,
to everyone who would.
I was pretty proud of the cock that night, eh? I think everyone got a peek.
Yep, no, that was.
Including your brother, apparently.
Yep, brother saw your penis. I mean, if how better to get to know your cousin than take a good look at his cock?
I'm pretty sure I funded a good part of his evening that night, too.
Oh yeah, no, we.
Walked him around like, pick a girl, any girl.
Yeah, we had quite a good evening. We were schnockered, man. We were that was friggin'.
We went out for tacos. In like mid-afternoon.
That's how it started. Yeah, tacos and I could have a drink.
I think we skipped the tacos. We ended up at the 12. And you know what happens at the 12? I mean, all the bartender girls out there seem to like you.
Yep, US 12, and if you go ahead and throw a drink or two in, we could have a beer and a boob. You know what's missing here is a boob. Let's have a beer and a boob, and then.
Oh, yeah. Then we went for a boob, and then there wasn't a whole lot of good boob because we went kind of low scale.
Oh yeah.
So we decided to have a better beer and a better boob.
Because we weren't gonna leave it at a bad boob.
No, you couldn't come that far and then leave it at a bad boob. I mean, we don't roll like that.
No, not at all. So yeah, that's what it was. We were in search of a beer and a better boob, and oh my God, yeah, that night got out of hand. That was Jameson and Ginger night.
I think that was like $1,000 night. I don't know. We had ridiculous bar tabs that night.
Yeah.
Just bring the bottle. Bring the bottle of Jameson.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, so we'll regardless, even if we decide we're gonna meet at a Starbucks and have a goddamn latte, it's gonna turn into a boob and a beer.
Chances are.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be back in October, so everyone's pre-warned. Everyone's ready.
Yep, I told him I was kind of happy to hear that you were coming back at that time frame. So regardless, dude, I took my dad and his buddy there. And again, it started at the US 12. Let's go have a drink, and we go to the US 12, and there's nothing going on. It's it's just a mellow, like, normal fucking pub bar night. And I was like, you know what, screw this. I want to see how my dad reacts. My dad and his buddy, and part of it for my dad and his buddy in a strip club, because these dudes were old school cockhounds, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that with Butch.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I don't want to get too crazy. And then, dude, we leave, and I look at my phone, and I've got 48 pictures of him and every one of the wait staff, and all the wait staff now love my dad, ask about him and stuff. He made friends with, like, 3 of the most hardcore dudes in the place. Like, they ask me. They're all, Hispanic from, either Dominican Republic or Miami and all this, and they're good dudes, but, also, they got a rough edge about them, if you know what I mean. And they're good friends of mine, but I was in there and hey, what's going on? So how's your pops doing? And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, how drunk did I get with my dad and them? I don't even remember somehow my dad made like super good friends with some of the roughest dudes in the joint, and they still ask about him.
Well, we tend to make an impression, man.
Yeah, that's a fucking understatement. So yeah, so we got that coming up. That's cool. So I guess I'll be looking forward to your your continuing, if you bang the dog walker. And I like she has a title. It'd be different if it was just some chick, but it's like, the drive-through chick at Taco Bell, or the dog walker, or I like that she's got a title.
Oh, they almost always do, man.
I've kind of wanted to bang a dog walker. Right? They're almost like fucking school teachers. School teachers are fun to bang because they've got to be nice to kids all day and whatever. And then when you get them to do really dirty crap, you get them to do dirty stuff, and you're like, haha, you fucking help kids recite the alphabet, and I just fucking put it in your can. Like, that makes me happy. And I think chicks that like...
there's some appeal there. And the fact that they walk a lot doesn't hurt.
No, that's right. Yeah, the very, very, very nice legs and calf combo, and they're nice to animals. So my penis really likes girls with that nice factor. If they're nice to kids or nice to animals or whatever, I kind of like that.
Oh yeah, it's the good girl factor. I've always liked the good girl.
And it makes me feel like a little bit more of a scumbag when I get them to do like really creepy stuff, and they're a genuinely nice person. So I like the duality in the female like that.
Yeah, it's fun to corrupt.
For sure. For sure. Well, that's what's up. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and
On that.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this mini phone call segment. But you were the very first phone call in, and yeah, it's kind of neat that that I can take calls, and now I can do some podcast segments with people who aren't directly sitting in front of us. So that's pretty awesome. So
Excellent. Well, I'm honored to be the first.
well, that's what's up. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the end button on this. I'm gonna keep you on the horn, and then I'll upload this in a little while. So this was Bachelor Pad talking to Cousin on the Side of a Mountain edition. Later.